So, in fact, now our next guest is also no less inspiration. I was amazed to read her profile itself. So, before I call her in, first let me tell you something about her. So, our next guest is professionally a client solution architect. She has a glorious career span of 12 years as a banker, providing creative solutions to accelerate brands' business momentum, positioning, and stakeholder engagement. From there, as a banker, she has taken a journey to become a yoga trainer, a certified yoga trainer. She has taught yoga to multiple people. She has taught yoga from all age group. When we were even discussing with her, she told me that from age 7 to 70, she has students. And the best part is that she herself has been a workaholic professional throughout her banking career. And, through her personal experience of balancing the fast-paced professional career with health is something which she strives for. So I think, please, without any delay, let me welcome Shweta Shah, who is with us today to share her experience and journey. Hello Shweta, welcome to the show.
Hi Anupam, thank you.
How are you?
All
I hope
good.
I have introduced you well.
Very well. I think
Okay.
it's something I will have to step up now.
No, you have already, from while reading only your profile, I found out that, you have been a banker for 12 years. And from there, we all know that, banking involves a lot of, there's a lot of stress. My dad has been a banker for all his life. So I know, how that particular job is. And from there to a yoga trainer. So, how did that happen? That is my first question. How did you decide to switch your banking career to become a yoga trainer?
12 years is kind of always called as a one vas. So it was
Yeah,
high time for me to take a one
almost
vas for
one
my
pass. Yeah,
career. Yeah, so it was high time for me to go for real one vas.
yeah,
So there is nothing specific that I was bored or I was not happy. I was enjoying my career, but it's just
yeah,
that I was constantly, since the time I finished my education, I got into the
yeah,
corporate career, and I was just been working, and
yeah,
it was just on and on and on. So I thought that it's high time to pull the brake and
yeah,
step back a little, uh,
yeah.
explore something new, something which
Okay.
is also close to my heart, and then
Yeah.
decide what I really want to do. And I mean, God is kind. It gave me an opportunity to do both the things.
Yes. Two very distinct things, I would say, from banking to yoga, I'm sure. And while reading obviously your profile, I came across that you have taught, and while we were speaking, also you told me that you have taught from the age group of 7 to 70, which is like a wide range. So, what according to you is the right time to start, or is there a right time to start practicing yoga, or what is the right phase of life where you can actually gain from yoga and practice it?
I would say start early. Whether
Start early.
whenever you have realized that okay, this is,
Yeah,
I mean, don't delay it further. Don't wait. Like I
yeah,
remember the first time when I had entered the institute was when I just passed out of 10th. So I just finished my school and I went to the institute just to have a look at. And then we
yeah,
thought that it's, I mean, all our oldies and we're just out of the school. It's not the place for me.
yeah.
But then when I look back, probably what I feel is there's no right time. It's the
Yeah,
time when you feel that okay, you're ready, just hit it. Don't
yeah,
wait. Start
yeah,
early, stick to
yeah.
it.
Okay, okay.
Because sticking to
Yeah,
it is more important, I would
yeah,
say.
yeah, yeah. I think
Whenever
the
you
regular
start.
practice, that's what yoga is all about. Yeah. So basically, I have a question which I can see, very interesting one, which Ankit is asking that, you are a trainer, obviously. Have you seen the difference of in people's mindset before COVID and after the lockdown? How they're taking up yoga, because I'm sure a lot of people are home and they have time right now to practice, and also they need to build immunity. Like before you, we had Shruti, whom we were discussing about. You know,
Correct.
she is an actor and she is very busy, but still she gets time to practice this thing. So Ankit is asking that is there a difference in mindset of people before and after the COVID thing?
Huge difference, I would say. All
Yeah.
my friends who never did yoga before COVID have started doing
Yes,
yoga
I'm
after
sure.
COVID.
Everyone wants to build their immunity all of a sudden.
Yeah, so the huge difference is because everybody has understood one thing, that there are certain things which are curable and certain things which you should prevent it.
Yes.
So rather than getting affected by things and then going for the curative therapy,
Yeah.
better you just take a precautionary measures. And yoga being
Yeah.
one of the most talked about, most known preventive therapy,
Yeah.
people have actually explored that path, and I'm really happy that people have been open to explore that path, whether it's for immunity, whether it's for mental health, whether it's just because they have time and they want to try it out, be it whatever. Whatever is the reason, it's a great thing, I would say.
Yeah. Very. You know, yoga. You have always mentioned that yoga is not just. It has to be regular. It has to be a part of your life. So being in a very busy schedule, and not only during the lockdown, but obviously a lot of people in the lockdown also, they are very busy because they are doing all the household stuff. They are doing all the cooking part. They are doing the cleaning themselves. The entire family is involved. So when do we get time for yoga? How to make yoga a very integral part of your life? That's my next question. That I know there has to be a lot of motivation which is required, but what is that key, the one key that yes, this has to be a part of my life? What is your suggestions on that?
I would suggest only one thing. If you can follow that, even one thing, you are into yoga. Increase your awareness. Whatever you are doing, whatever you are into, you are working, you are cooking, you are cleaning, you are into the sessions, you are anything and everything that you do, just increase your awareness. The moment you increase your awareness, it's a part of yoga. You are doing yoga. Because you are watching your words, you are watching your actions, you are watching your routine, you are watching each and everything, and you are suddenly cognizant of everything that you have been doing. And automatically that will help you get rid of things which are not required. Or it will help you to identify some of your own abilities, some of your own, capabilities. Like, who had thought that you can actually clean, you can actually do all the house chores, and at the same time can continue to work from home. It was never possible before, but just because it became compulsory for all of us, we started doing it. Though we do complain about it, but it's just that so much of time suddenly we have.
Yeah.
So it's all about just being aware of whatever you're doing, and you don't need a mat. Just you are into yoga.
Yes, I'm sure. Sushma is saying that obviously she started after the COVID thing was there, and she's asking you a question that what is about yoga that you love the most?
Yoga gives you a lot of options. It's like, as I was saying just now also, that most of the constraints that we hear, or when I hear from people, whether it's friends or students also, either they have a space constraint, either they have a time constraint, or either they feel that, okay, my body doesn't support me. So yoga gives you options, multiple options. If you have a body element, work with your breath. If you have a space constraint, just stand for like half an hour, being aware of what is happening in your body. You are doing yoga. And if you have time constraint, as I said, that just be aware, start watching your actions. You will immediately be able to take out so many unwanted things from your routine. Automatically that time, which I think I was listening to Shruti before, and she was talking about that half an hour, 1 hour time.
Yes.
If you start being aware of things that you're doing every day, you will find that half an hour and 1 hour easily.
Wow. So we have a lot of questions, Shweta. I have to see that I don't miss out any questions, because for you a lot of. So Roshan has a very specific question that initially when I introduced you also I mentioned that you take age group from 7 to 70. So there is a portion of senior citizen in that. So he is asking that for senior citizen at home, what kind of yoga practice would you recommend?
I would suggest do very slow and dynamic actions. So yoga generally, I mean, if you know about yoga and different actions
Yes.
of yoga, generally it is a dynamic and aesthetic. If you
Yes.
want to get deeper, you want to practice the static ones. But for
Yeah.
senior citizens, you can't hold the posture for long. Then you
Yes.
just do the dynamic actions. Be cognizant of the some of the conditions you may be having, whether you have a high BP or you might be having some cardiac issue, or you might be having diabetic. You might be diabetic, or
Yeah.
else you have absolutely no other problems. I mean, none of these conditions.
Yeah.
Follow dynamic actions, dynamic postures.
Yeah.
Sit, even if you can't sit on the floor, sitting on the chair, you can do a lot of things. And
Yeah.
just keep yourself mobile, because mobility is very important. What happens is, because of COVID also, we are not able to step out, and
Yeah.
they can't meet more people, they can't do a lot of things, and hence it starts getting. And another thing is, when you start hearing about a lot of negative news, it
Of
again
course.
adds to them. Correct. It's not just us, but to them also. So what is
Yeah.
important is to be mobile. Whether
Yeah.
you're doing any little house calls, might be just sitting, they're cleaning the vegetables.
Yeah.
Then that is one way to keep yourself engaged in something. So for
Yeah.
senior citizens, I would say that just do little small dynamic actions. Whatever you can do, even if you can do for like 5 minutes and then want to rest for 10 minutes, that's perfectly fine. But do
Okay.
it. Don't get constrained thinking that okay, you are old now and you can't do it. Trust me, I was amazed in the institute when I saw that people at the age of literally 65 and 70, they had
Yeah.
enrolled for uh, teacher training course. And when I say teacher
Wow.
training course, it starts from morning 6 o'clock and ends at 8 o'clock in the night, and they would sit throughout the training. So
Amazing.
there's nothing can like really stop you.
Yeah. Also, Shweta, you spoke about curative and preventive yoga. So, yoga as a practice, is it more curing or is it more to prevent certain ailments? So, where do you fit in yoga? Like a very
So
layman question, but yeah, I want to understand that you use these two words.
So, uh, in general, it is considered to be a preventive therapy.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
Curative is a bit of a tricky part here, but my personal experience is that it can cure as well. Depends on what kind of an ailment you have, but it does have a capacity to cure you. So I would definitely, it's a preventive therapy. From the cure point of view, yes,
Yeah.
there are things available which can help you cure also in yoga.
Yeah.
But again, it depends on the conditions.
Yeah, and as they say that prevention is better than cure, so I'm taking the cue from there also. That it's better you prevent the disease than to cure it later. So yeah, yoga is helpful in prevention that way. And also, Shweta, when I was introducing you to Sukoon, I obviously mentioned that Sukoon is all about your daily dose for your mind, body, and spirit. So how do you fit yoga in terms of wellness for mind, body, and spirit?
Okay, so yoga is what? Yoga is huge. The word
Yes.
comes from the original Sanskrit word of yuj, and what is yuj is nothing but the union.
Yeah.
Everything is interconnected, and we all know about it. I mean, everyone who is watching right now also would have heard this umpteen times that yoga is nothing but a union. The
Yeah.
point is that how we integrate it, how we integrate our body, how we integrate our mind, and how we integrate our spirit. Or I
Yeah.
would not even go to spirit, I would stick to the breath, because I feel the breath is the way to go to the spirit. So first, take everything individually. Integrate your body. Find the union within the body physically. find the union within your mind, within your thoughts.
Yeah.
Most of the time we are scattered. So first gather that, first find that integration, then try to connect that mind with your body. If your
Yes.
mind is scattered, you can't connect it with the body. And so
Yes.
is with the body.
Yeah.
If physically you're scattered, if you are into like,
Yeah.
I mean, my hand is here and my leg is here, I can't stand it, right? So
Yeah.
integrate it and then
Yeah.
try to find that connection.
Yeah.
And trust
Yeah.
me, it will come to you. There is
Yeah.
there is no
I'm
rocket
sure
science.
a lot of people, they want to know more and more about it. So, is there a learning curve, like a learning steps towards that? Okay, I want to learn yoga. These are the step number 1, 2, 3 I have to follow. So, is there a like a master plan kind of a thing that how do one starts and where one reaches?
Again, it's a little tricky for me too. But I would say
Yeah.
that if somebody has really started early, then yes, you can follow the Ashtanga Yoga, what we call the eightfold path of yoga.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you have started somewhere in between, like
Yeah.
I mean, all of us in the mid age or in like after the teens and all, your mind is already mature enough and your mind is already blocked by too many things, too many responsibilities, too many aspirations, too many everything. That is the time when you probably will have to choose what you want to really go. Whether you want to do it physically, whether you just want to continue with your breath and you just want to work on that, or you just want to be in your routine. Like I was saying pretty much in the beginning, that just be aware. Forget about everything, whether to do the asanas, you do pranayam, you can't do all these things, but just be aware of it. And that's your start. Because if you are aware of your body, your breath, I mean, you don't need anything else.
Yes. I have a very interesting question which Ankit is asking out of that specific things only. That what if I can't remember the name of the poses? How do I do? Because
That's
obviously
okay.
you should know, I think you should know the posture well and the steps to come to that posture physically. I think and you were talking about, obviously it's also the mental thing. So I think Ankit, you got your answer. Ashwini is also asking that, Ayurveda has become a global phenomena. Worldwide it has been recognized in terms of patents, in terms of, the readings, white papers, books. Do you think yoga is also at par with that globally, or we still need to bring out yoga to the world?
It is there for sure. We definitely don't have patents and we don't have the rights, etc. We definitely have amazing institutes in India. And when I teach at the institute, to be very honest, some of the programs that we have a higher number of foreigners as a non-Indians coming and doing that. So it's there. It's just fragmented, unfortunately. So if I call it in the corporate language, everything is unstructured. We really need to bring structure to things. And if we can bring that structure, we become organized in this particular sector, health and wellness, whatever part you take, whether it's Ayurveda, whether it's yoga, or whether you be on the nutrient side, whatever you pick it up, it's available with us. The heritage is with us. All we need is we need to systemize the things. We need to get organized and put across to the world that it's ours.
Yes. And also, you have been obviously training a lot of students in your institute. And prior to that, you have been in banking where you were interacting with a lot of brands. So if you can tell us one incident which inspired you that, yes, this, some maybe your student or maybe some practice session which you did, which became an inspiration for you.
There are a lot, to be very honest.
But
I would like to share one important thing that, in fact, when I was quitting on my just last day, my head of the business, he just told me that, Shweta, you know what? I have seen only one person always smiling on the floor, and that's you. How do you manage that? I personally never realized it, to be very honest. That somebody is noticing my smile, and I was so happy to know that whatever is there, whatever I'm carrying, it's giving something positive to someone. And
Yeah.
that was my inspiration, that this is something which I want to continue, be it
Yes.
whatever, way I can. So
Yes.
that's one of the things which I always registered in my mind. I mean, of course, many years I worked, and in fact, now students also come and tell me the same thing, that the only teacher who keeps smiling is you.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
So
Wow. So
that's
I
one of the
have,
biggest
yes,
inspiration I have in my life. That
yes,
when
yes,
I also feel down, I remember that thing and I just quickly come out of it.
yes. And not only you are also an inspiration, because I can see in a lot of comments people are continuously asking me questions, and before I forget, a lot of people will want to get in touch with you. So many people are asking for your handles of as to how they can get in touch with you. So if you can tell us, maybe what are you planning in future, or how they can get in touch with you to learn so many wisdoms of yoga.
Sure, they can definitely reach out to me. I think on Sukoon you can pass on my number or my handles,
Yes,
both Insta and
yes,
Facebook. They can
yes,
definitely reach out.
yes,
What is in pipeline? I would say that the one thing which you also touched upon, that
yeah,
most of the time we find this, we're helpless, and not helpless really, but people feel that we don't have time, we don't have space, they're restricted in their mind, and for what, and then they can't do further. And
yeah,
especially for the corporates, because I
yeah,
come from that
yeah. You will
background.
understand. Yeah,
Correct. So I can understand that the problem is the time. So what I
yes,
am working on right now is to find those tools which can
yeah,
help corporates to continue doing yoga in whatever different forms, along
yeah,
with their busy lifestyle.
yeah,
And through that, they can find the balance in life.
yeah,
That balance can be, I mean, the balance can be across the sectors, like across the phases of your life. It can be as simple as, I mean, in yogic language, we call it that to move from tamas to sattva, there is a rajas which connects you.
yes,
So you
yes,
need that action also in life, because but without that action, you can't reach to that level. So have you
yeah,
tried that balance between these things?
yes,
Uh, and at the with your aspirations, I mean, normal aspirations that you have, like
yeah,
you can't go to Himalayas one day suddenly, right, and become a yogi.
yes, yes.
So that's something which we are working on right now.
Yeah, so if possible, Shweta, if you can give us the link, because a lot of people are still asking your handle. So if you can, I can type it out the handle if you want. If you can tell me the handle, I'll type it for the people who are looking for you on Instagram and Facebook.
So on Insta, although I mean, they can definitely write to me at @Sutul145 on Insta.
Okay. How do you spell
And
it?
because SI,
Yes.
T for Tata, T for Tata
Yeah.
again, U
Yeah.
for Uganda,
Yeah.
L for London,
Yeah.
145.
145. So I have mentioned that on the comment box. People who are looking for her, I'll also try to put the link directly so that they can get in touch with you. This is her Instagram handle where you can DM her and directly get in touch with her for this wonderful wisdom which she is giving us right now. And before I wind up, Shweta, I'll not let you go like this, because I have a lot of questions, very interesting ones, to ask you from our fans who are watching you live right now on Sukoon official page. So Sushma is asking that, does flexibility increase with time and practice?
Absolutely. It increases with the practice, for sure. And the time is how your practice is. If your practice is continuous without any, the time is, practice is broken, then the time is longer.
Okay, okay. Also, I have a question from Ankit, that what could I do to challenge myself in a new exciting way to do yoga? What is that motivation he's asking? How does he push himself to do yoga every day?
So as I said that you don't really have to push, but the important thing is start noticing the experiences which you get out of doing anything, whether it's
Yeah.
yoga or whether it's your daily activity or whether it's some other form of therapy that you have been practicing for your own
Yeah.
wellness. Start
Yes.
registering, start experimenting. Those experiences and experiments will stay with you always. You will never forget them. And then you will not need any external push. Then those experiences from within will push you in.
Okay. Ashwini is asking that how can yoga help in overall development, not just your physical ailments, but overall how yoga can help you to be a better person.
Because everything, like it's not just on the as I was saying that if you have any body ailment, you can work with your breath. Correct.
Yes.
If you have a time constraint, you just increase your sharpness, increase your
Yeah.
awareness. So
Yes.
there are small these things which will ultimately become a package for you,
Yes. Yes.
and that will be your holistic wellness.
Yes. Yes. And before you go, if you can tell us a little about your future plans, that where you want to go ahead from this.
As I said, that I will also continue balancing myself between my
Yep.
passion of yoga, teaching, sharing
Yeah.
my experiences, and bringing some different tools which people can adopt in their own lives and benefit from that, the way I got benefited, and
Yeah.
spread these smiles and continue working with my career aspirations as well, not leaving those things apart. As in,
Yeah.
along with my career aspirations,
Yes.
I am also constantly experimenting to balance life. I would like to share that with the world, and that's
In
my
fact,
future.
this is so inspirational for everyone. A lot of people, even you from banking to yoga trainer, that switch. A lot of people feel that it's a lot of risk also. To many people, don't follow the passion because they might feel that there might be risk. I can't get off my professional career to follow something. But you are a living example of how a person who can be a banker for 12 years follows her passion, becomes a yoga trainer, becomes an inspiration for so many people, and obviously spreading the wisdom of yoga throughout. Thank you so much, Shweta. And I think all of us watching us right now, we are so inspired by this conversation, and there's so much to take away from you right now. And I'll request everyone that follow Shweta. I've already mentioned the Instagram handle. I'll also try to send you the links. Follow her on Facebook, directly get in touch with her, and start practicing yoga, because this is the right time. Shweta, you'll agree to this, that this is the right time. All of us are at home and we have time. We just need a little motivation. As Ankit was saying, that you really have to challenge yourself, and you make a journal, write it down, your goals, and for everything else, Shweta is there to guide for how you can start with, and you can get in touch with it. Thank you so much, Shweta, for giving us the time. I know you have been busy since morning. You were in the session. I was constantly messaging you, but thank you so much for taking out time and scheduling this session with us. It's really inspiration for a lot of people who are not only looking for yoga but also being inspired by your journey, which you have taken to follow your passion. So
Thank you,
thank you
Anupam,
so
for
much.
calling me on this platform and letting me share my experience. And I hope everybody can explore this.
Everyone will definitely explore this, and I'm sure a lot of people will follow you and ask you questions on DM, because you have been an inspiration in many ways. Thank you so much, Shweta, for giving us time, for being a part of Sukoon Screenside Chat, and we'll see you soon.
Sure. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye.